What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here for you. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the first look for the Generation 3 Keystone Pro crypto hardware wallet. Stay tuned. We got some interesting new security features here that I'm really excited about. Let's dive into it. Alright guys, welcome back. So I won't make this a super long video because I'm going to touch on just some of the new features that are coming for the new fully redesigned Keystone Pro 3. And I'm going to actually be getting a engineering prototype delivered shortly and then a real version before they actually release this in Q4 of this year, 2023. So this is a brand new hardware wallet that's being designed, that's upcoming. The reason I wanted to make this video is I know I've been making a lot of videos on Engrave lately, but there is some very impressive things in terms of security that I am seeing here. So I wanted to bring it to your attention, give you guys some cheaper options, bring some things that I thought were very interesting, and I can't wait to test and do a full unboxing, review, all that kind of stuff video after I've used it. But let's dive into what this is. So for those of you who are new to Keystone and Keystone Pro, which was formerly known as Kobo Vault, I'll go ahead and link at the end of this video a playlist that I have of all the reviews that fully go over all of the legacy devices and what their core features are, what they focus on. It is an air-gapped QR code biometric crypto hardware wallet, very similar to the Engrave, but again, this is more of a more affordable version, and it has some key distinct features and user experience and so on and so forth, and obviously other things like token support, coin support, other wallet integrations, and so on. But what I want to get into here is really the security that really piqued my interest, because a lot of wallets have a lot of features, a lot of integrations, a lot of tokens, a lot of staking, and that's all good and well, and those are all things that we need, right? But I get very interested myself when I see someone attempting a new security model, making sure that I'm more secure than I was before. And there's a few things here that I wanted to point out. One of the things that they've really kind of focused on here, and what they're doing is they're teasing different features that they're going to be releasing, and I already have information on the back end that I'm not at liberty to share yet, but basically by Q4 this will be available to the public. You can go ahead and sign up at the top here, join the wait list, and they'll be opening pre-orders fairly soon on this. One of the things I really wanted to focus on here is kind of what makes this different from any other hardware wallet, even including Engrave or some of the other higher end wallet. And with this Keystone Generation 3 is they're going to do 3 secure element security chips, and we're about to go into detail of why that's different, why you would even need that, and why that's essential. You know, why is 1 not good enough? Why do you need 3, and so on? So we'll go into details in just a second on that. It is fully open source. This is something that they previously didn't have, but now that they do have, both the firmware and the hardware is completely open source. And the only other company that I know that does that is Trezor. So this is a very exciting thing. I love the transparency, and I highly suggest every crypto hardware wallet company, if they're not currently open source, find a path to become open source, because after what happened with Ledger and people losing trust in different companies and products and so on and so forth, you really don't want to trust, you want to verify, which is an old adage in the crypto space. So that's a huge plus and a huge bonus here. The other key feature here that's brand new is a PCI anti-tamper solution. This isn't that different from the other anti-tamper solutions that, say, other wallets already have. This one is just certified by a PCI, or Payment Card Industry Security Standard tampering system, and the secure element chips are encapsulated in a complex security house, and any physical interference leads to an instant data wipe. So the gist of this is, if it senses it's being dismantled, if it senses it's being tampered with, if it senses anything is going awry, it immediately wipes, so there can be no extraction of private keys. Now again, this isn't exclusive to Keystone. Other wallets do this, such as Engrave and so on, but it is a very good security feature for side channel attacks, man-in-the-middle attacks, so on and so forth. This is great. The fourth thing that I wanted to touch on here is called the multiple seed phrase support. So you can manage actually up to 3 unique seed phrases from a single device, being this one, effortlessly switch between wallets by inputting corresponding passwords. Why that's important? Well, essentially what you could do, because it has 3 secure element chips, is you could have 3 different wallets under one physical hardware device. Now that's interesting because one, that saves money. So let's say you and 2 other members of your family all want to use the same device. You could theoretically do that and have them separate, have their own custom password, which is the equivalent of a 25th word phrase. For those of you that don't know, that's a passphrase option on top of your seed phrase. So if someone does discover your 24-word recovery seed phrase from your crypto, they also would need an additional password that was set in order to access it. This has sort of 3 devices in one, which is an interesting concept. I don't recommend sharing hardware wallets with someone, but let's say you're in the situation where it's like a husband or wife and a child, or something like that. You know, someone in your immediate family that you trust, all of that kind of stuff. This would be a great option for you. I see the benefits for it. I'm a little bit more paranoid, so I wouldn't do that. But for those of you that want to have other people access the same device and not only to save money, but for convenience and other things, and this is a great option for you. Going back to, and these are the sort of the 4 big things that they're boasting about this new device. Now the form factor, as we'll see in a future video, is going to be different. It's going to be sleeker. It's going to have better battery. They talk about this as well, that they increased a better screen. It's no longer running on an Android operating system. It's running on an embedded system, which is a very key thing. Things like LOCKUP and other smartphone looking devices like this with the touchscreen are typically running on stripped down Android software, which is not very secure. So the fact that they're upgrading this and transferring it over to a custom embedded operating system is very good. Again, QR, this one will have QR and USB transmission. Now, again, QR code is good for transmitting wirelessly, but again, when you're updating, for example, let's say you want to update the firmware, a lot of people use the USB-C. Now, technically, if you were to do that, it wouldn't be officially air-gapped, but it is a lot more convenient. So for example, if you have a new MacBook like I do, using a micro SD card, which is the current version way to upgrade firmware, is just a pain, right? Yes, is it more secure? Of course. But if you want to try to find that balance between convenience and security, they're giving you an option as far as going fully air-gapped or partially air-gapped in terms of the firmware upgrade, as well as maybe you have a preference if you share this device with, say, a wife or a husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. You'll have that option where you could be fully air-gapped using the micro SD, and they could still use the USB-C not only for charging but for firmware upgrades, which is really nice. The other thing here is the boosted battery life. It says you get up to 10 times longer battery, which has been a huge complaint. And of course, they've updated their biometric verification. This is key for not only accessing the device with a fingerprint, but allows you to sign transactions with just your finger as well. So someone can't accidentally watch you type in your password, cameras can't see it, and that kind of thing. So very interesting. They're making a lot of compelling upgrades to this device where it's really nice. Now, I won't go into it in this video because I go into it in older videos, which I'll link at the end, but just to recap, this does have MetaMask integration. It has a lot of third-party wallet integration. It has 5,500 coins and tokens supported across all of those wallets. So this does have a very healthy coin support, token support, and staking support option through those other third-party wallets, which is very nice. So I just wanted to point that out. I'm not going to go into detail because that's not what this video is about, but if you want the full deep dive, check out the one I link at the end of this video. Now, the thing I'm going to wrap this up on is kind of explaining the security model here with the 3 security element chips, which I find fascinating and I can't wait to test. So let's check it out. Okay, so I'm going to link this down below because this was a blog written by the founder about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago as of filming this, which is the end of July. And it says right here that it goes into explaining what the difference and what the purpose is of the 3 security element chips. And as I was reading this, I was pretty surprised. It says, each secure element has a unique role of reinforcing the hardware wallet security, collectively ensuring the protection of seed phrases and biometric data of users. The microchip ATECC608B and Maxim DS28S60 are specifically engineered to safeguard seed phrase. They collaboratively produce a secure environment for seed phrase storage, with the ATEC C608B providing hardware level security and authorization, and the other ensuring a trusted platform module is always in place. 2 of these chips are focusing on the secure storage of your seed phrase by splitting it up and sort of decentralizing that security by having 2 separate chips, one handling one part of it, the other handling another part, which is great. So what about the third? The third is what is called a Maxim Max 32520. On the other hand, this is a secure microcontroller unit, or MCU, that plays a vital role in securing fingerprint data. It utilizes encrypted flash storage for safeguarding a user's fingerprint data with the verification process being executed securely with the MCU. To sum this up, to not get so technical, that's one chip handling your biometric data and 2 different chips handling your secure seed phrase storage, aka your private key. So it's very interesting how that they're sort of decentralizing or distributing these functions across multiple secure elements to reduce risk and to spread it out, which I find extremely interesting. I'll link this article below because it goes into a lot more detail, but that's really the highlight, and I've never seen anything like this. When I first saw 3 secure elements, I was like, this has got to be a gimmick. There's no reason you need 3 secure elements. This actually does make sense. It shows that they're innovating, that they're making changes, and they're adapting to some of the industry updates that we've been seeing and some of the downfalls and complaints that we've had from other companies and other wallets. Pleasure. So this is something I'm excited for. I do have an upcoming video when I'll be doing a full-on test with the engineering prototype and of course a full unboxing review prior to its release. Go ahead and check the links down below in the description if you want their legacy device. The regular Keystone Pro, if it's in stock as of shooting this, I don't know. Right now the stock is extremely low, obviously because the newer version and better version is coming out soon. But if you need security now, you can do that below. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Crypto Renegade out.